Hi guys, good morning. So, a bit of a different video this morning. I am going to share with you how we did 6 nights at the snow or near the snow on a budget. So this snow trip was a very last minute decision. It's not something that I had been planning for a long time. Didn't have a great deal of time to look into it before we wanted to go. Once I started looking into it, I seen just how expensive it was to take a family, 2 adults and a child, to the snow to have fun and also accommodation. So luckily enough, we had our van and I started looking at alternatives, so staying a little bit further away. So I'm going to show you what we did to maximize our time up there.
So first things first, on to our accommodation. For 6 nights in the Bright Discovery Park in Freeburg, we paid $216 by utilising the Discovery Park's membership. We are about 50 kilometres from Mount Hotham, but for the savings, it was a no-brainer. To stay on the mountain for a family of 3, we were looking at anywhere from $300 to $2,500 per night. So next up, when going to the snow, obviously you need all the gear. So we came and seen these guys at the Bright Ski Centre and hired everything from boots, pants, goggles, gloves, helmets, everything we would need to make sure we were comfortable while we were skiing or snowing or just trudging through the snow. So for all of our gear, chain ties and everything included, we spent $721, which does seem like a lot, but again, that was for 3 people and we were completely covered from head to toe. So for someone that's never been to the snow, this was the hardest part for me to navigate, and that was the access to the snow slopes, the fees for the mountain, and the lift passes. We drove through Mount Hotham, and while it was absolutely stunning, I would have loved to explore the top of the mountain and the little village and have a look around. It was going to cost us $67 per day for the resort entry fee. So what we ended up doing was we drove through Mount Hotham without stopping and came to the other side at Dinner Plain. That's where you can park for free. But in saying that, you have to make sure that from the start of the resort access in Mount Hotham until you reach the ticket booth on the other side of Mount Hotham, you don't stop. But honestly, once we got to Dinner Plain, I was not disappointed. It was stunning. It was the cutest little snow town, and I absolutely fell in love with it. We went into one of the hotels. We got a coffee. They have little stores up there that you can go in, so we checked out a couple of those. But even though this isn't in Mount Hotham, we had so much fun in Dinner Plain. It was
so worth it to have saved that little bit of money, to have been able to do this multiple days. And the best bit about Dinner Plains is it was so close. Where we parked the car, we could see the ski field, we could see the lift. So it was not a massive trek. There were no buses that you had to catch to different lifts. It was just the one. They had a little coffee shop there, and they also had a higher gear place on the mountain there as well.
Happy days! Have a go at it. How's that? What a cracker. And we'll do one of these ones. What do you reckon?
I'm just stepping in your footsteps.
Ready?
No.
Set. Go! You! Lapping it up in the snow. How's that?
It's gonna be a brick.
Awesome.
So I guess the major difference between Hotham and Dinner Plains is Hotham has multiple ski runs for anywhere from beginner to advanced, multiple lifts, where Dinner Plains only has the one lift, and it is significantly cheaper for the lift. So for a ski access pass for the lifts, for all three of us, for one day at Mount Hotham, we were looking at $451. To ski at Dinner Plains and use the lift, it was $227. So that was a saving of, I think about $216, if my math is correct. If not, drop it in the comments. But honestly, the first 3 times we were there, we never used the lift. So essentially we were skiing for free, skiing and snowboarding for free. And you couldn't even ask for much more. It was such a well-groomed beginner's track, which was perfect for us, absolutely perfect. We'd never been on snow before, so super stoked that we were able to find that. Towards the end of our stay in Freeburg, after a couple of days of skiing and snowboarding, we decided to take a drive in the opposite direction towards Mount Buffalo. So we've just come for a drive into Mount Buffalo National Park, and within a couple of minutes there's this pull-off on the left-hand side to Urubin Falls picnic area. So close to these little falls, the water is crystal clear, it is stunning, so we're going to go and take a look. I really wish we had have found Mount Buffalo sooner. It was absolutely stunning. There are 2 spots, Dingo Dell and Cresta Valley, that are completely free toboggan fields. You can also see over on the right hand and the left hand side at Dingo Dell, there are ski slopes. They just ask you to be a little bit careful, obviously, of kids tobogganing, but it is all completely free. There's no access charge, there's no mountain fee charge. If I had known this, we could have skied completely for free, but there's always next time. So it really does pay to do your homework. This place was absolutely stunning. We were so lucky to have been able to find it, and we were so lucky that the start of the snow season was producing such good snowfall. So our totals for our snow trip, we spent 6 nights on a powered site for $216. Lift passes daily were $227. We did only use one day of the lifts. Every other day we just walked up the mountain because it wasn't a very steep mountain, so we saved a lot of money there. We spent $721 on all of our gear and $282 on the Alpine diesel to get us around. So for a total of $1,446, we had an absolute brilliant week at the snow, and we couldn't have asked for more.